Hello and welcome to 5th grade math. I'm Ms. Hummel and I'd like to take some time to just go over a few things and maybe get to know you a little bit better. I'm really excited to get to know all of you this year. One of the first things in my math class when we're on a Zoom meeting would be to mute your microphone. So once you come into the Zoom meeting, if you can mute your microphone, that way I can kind of take attendance and we can get everything settled before we get started. Okay, so the other thing I'd like you to do, if you haven't done so already, and your language arts teachers might have already had you do this, but if you could take your login information and write it on a sheet of paper and put it in the front section of your binder, this will help you if you need it to log into your computer. So you will need that. Eventually, you'll probably memorize it. But for now, keep it in the front of your binder. And this is your schedule. I'm going to allow you to take some time and look over it. I go over it more thoroughly with my section, and I'm sure your section teacher probably will do the same. If you have any questions about it, please let me know, and I will be glad to answer them. Okay, so to start, in my math class, one of the big things is learning the rules and knowing the rules of my math class. So I would like you to watch a short clip on some online rules.
Welcome to your classroom. Usually, when we start school, we're able to meet our friends and our teacher in a classroom in the school building. This year will be a little bit different. We'll see our friends and our teacher on the computer, or as we like to say, virtually. Let's talk about our virtual class rules. We have 4 rules. Number 1, be ready. 2, go to your study area. 3, microphone muted, camera on. 4, be respectful. Number 1, be ready. This means being on time, being dressed, and having a smile on your face, ready to learn. Number 2, go to your study area. We want you to have a nice quiet place where you can work with no distractions, no toys, no TV, no food. Rule number 3, microphone muted, camera on, so you can see your teachers and your friends. Rule number 4, be respectful. This means raising your hand when you want to speak, listening to your teacher and classmates, and really thinking about your learning. With these 4 rules, we'll be ready to learn, ready to have fun, and able to learn just as much as we would if we were in a classroom with our teacher and classmates.
Okay, so those are just a few simple rules for our math class. 1, be ready and be on time for class. 2, go to your study area, find a quiet place so that you can get your work done. Mute your microphone when you come in, have your camera on, and always be respectful. And those are things that you would do if you were in a regular classroom too. Okay, so for our math class today, I wanted to start with sharing a Kid President video clip. And some of you might be familiar with Kid President, but he always is a little silly and goofy, and I like that about him. So let's take a look. Things that we should say more often.
20 things we should say more often. Number 20, thank you. And not just on Thanksgiving, every day. Number 19, excuse me. Number 18, here's a surprise corn dog that I bought you because you're my friend. There'll be more corn dogs and more happy people. This is a good idea. Corn dog for you, corn dog for you, corn dog for you. Number 17, I'm sorry. Number 16, I forgive you. Number 15, you can do it! But don't say it if it's something I can't do. Number 14, another thing that we should say more often, I have barbecue sauce in my shirt too. Before you say something about the barbecue sauce on somebody else's shirt, Take a look at the barbecue sauce on your own shirt. Number 13, please. Number 12, everything is going to be okay. Number 11, oh, you got me a corn dog too? You shouldn't have, buddy. Number 10, I don't know. I know a lot of people who need to say that. My sister. Number 9, you're so awesome, I named my dog after you. Wait. That could hurt someone's feelings. I mean boat. I named my boat after you. Wait, who even has a boat? You're so awesome, I legally changed my name to yours. Wait, that's super creepy. Just tell people they're awesome and mean it. Number 8, hello, person that I never met before. Here's a high five. Number 7, my sports team is not always the best sports team. It takes a big man to say that. Number 6, nothing. Sometimes that's the best thing you can say. Number 5. Doesn't mean anything, but it's just really funny. Number 4. I disagree with you, but I still like you as a person who is a human being, and I'll treat you like that. Because if I didn't, it would make everything bad, and that's what lots of people do, and it's lame. Whew, I need a water break, y'all. It's okay to disagree, but it's not okay to be mean. Number 3. Sometimes you just gotta scream. Number 2. Life is tough, but so are you. Sometimes we all need to be reminded to keep going. Number 1. Something nice. Anything. If you can't think of anything nice to say, you're not thinking hard enough. So what about you? What do you think people should say more often? Leave a comment below and let's hear it. Oh, and I got a bonus one for you. Something that we should say more often? Let's dance.
Soul Pancake, subscribe!
One of my favorite things that Kid President says in that clip is, everything is going to be okay. I know that things are a little crazy right now, and learning online is new for all of us, and it's going to be okay. We'll get through it together. One of the other things I like that he said was, I don't know. There are going to be times when you don't know something, and that's okay. And there's going to be times when I'm not sure of something, where we have technical difficulties, and that's okay. We'll make it through. We'll figure it out. Now, the other things I want to do in this video is get you set up with Get More Math, and then also go over the Think Central for math class, because those are 2 websites that we're going to be using a lot this year in math class. So this is our first one. This is our Get More Math setup. And now what I did is, this is a slide presentation that has, make it a little smaller, there we go. So it has links on here for you. I mean, it has the images on here so you can follow the directions just as they're up here if you want to just read through it. Or if you prefer, I made a video. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play this video right now. But if you were in my Zoom meeting, you do not have to go on and watch this. Hello, I'd like to take a minute and help you set up your Get More Math account. Those of you who are going to be in class will already be doing this, but in case you were unable to make it, I wanted to make a video and help you set it up. So let me take you through this. This is a program that we're going to be using a lot in math class this year. You're going to go to, you can click on this and it will open up to the Get More Math website. You are going to see this screen in front of you, and in a second I'll walk you through and show you and actually create a sample student account so that you can see exactly what it looks like. So this is what it'll say, no account, create new with class code. You're going to click on that here button. And then what you're going to do is you're going to, if you're in my morning class, oops, there we go. If you're in my morning class, you're going to use this code right here. And if you're in my afternoon math class, you're going to use the second code. So you're going to have to look at your schedule and check to see when you have math. If you have math in the morning with me, you'll use this code. And if you have it in the afternoon, you'll use the second code. Okay, so you're going to copy and paste this class code up here. Then you're going to enter your first name and your last name. And then for your username and your password, what I want you to do is use your PIN number for lunch. So that 4-digit code that you use for lunch. So if it's 1234, you enter 1234 as your username. And then you're going to also use 1234 for your password. You confirm your password with the same code, 1234, and then you're going to hit submit. Now, if you get a message where it says that 1234, that username has already been taken, what I want you to do is enter it twice. So if it's taken, you'll go 1234, 1234. But then just use the PIN one time as your password, and I'll show you that in a second. Okay, let me go back to the screen. We'll open this up. I'm going to walk you through it. So this is what it will look like when you open it. You'll click on no account, create new with class code. Here's where you're going to paste the code. Okay, so this is the morning group. I'm just going to create sample student, and I'm going to use 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And remember, for your username and your password, you're using your 4-digit code for lunch, your lunch PIN. Okay, so let's see if we hit submit. Okay, that username is taken. Okay, so then we're going to go back and 1, 2, 3, 4, and then do 1, 2, 3, 4. Just do it twice. Hit submit. Okay, good. Now log in with your credentials that you created. So we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. When you hit go, it's going to give you this, no work to do. Your teacher has not given your class any work yet. So you just hit got it, and then it'll just take you back to here. If it offers you the chance to save your password and username, you can go ahead and do that. That way you can just automatically log in. Okay? If you have any questions, please feel free to ask me at our next class. The best time for me to help you is during our class time. So if at all possible, please try to make our math class so that I can help you with any questions or concerns that you have. Okay? Okay, so as I said before, if you were in my math class today, for my live math class, you don't have to watch that video because we've already done it. The same for the next one. This just goes into a little bit more explanation about Get More Math, and also tells you what the symbols are, how to use the menu. So I'll play this one now for you as well. Hello, I'd like to take a minute and help you set up your Get More Math account. And actually, that is the wrong one. So let me go back. Okay, so now I think I have the right
Hello,
video.
and welcome to Get More
There we
Math.
go.
Get More Math is a program you will use for practicing math problems. It won't be teaching you new things, but it's going to help you to remember the math that you've already learned, because it is so easy to forget stuff if you don't practice it. In this video, we are going to go over the basics of the student interface for Get More Math so that you can get started using it. This is how a student's screen might look when they first log in. Each of the squares up near the top represents a different type of math problem. Your teacher adds all of these, and they will be things that you've already learned. So right now I have a graphing problem, a fraction problem, and this one is just simple addition. Let's do one, get it right, and now when that skill is selected, you see a new problem of the same kind. Alright, let's take a look at another student's screen. This student has been using Get More Math for longer, and you can see that they've learned a lot more skills. As you keep practicing and getting things right, your skills will go up levels from red to yellow, green, and then silver and gold stars. You can see that some of the skills have dollar signs on them, while others do not. Dollar sign skills are the ones that Get More Math thinks are the best for you to work on right now. Perhaps you haven't done them in a while, or you often make mistakes on them. If a skill has a dollar sign, that means that if you do that problem, you get a point, as long as you get it right on your first try. At the top of your screen, you can see your points for the day, the week, and your game credits, which are earned by getting points and can be spent on playing games. Let's do a skill with a dollar sign on it and get it right. You can see that my points went up. After you do a problem and get it right, Get More Math recalculates which skills get to have dollar signs, and it might even move the one that you just did up a skill level. It also selects a new skill for you to work on. If you don't like the problem that Get More Math selects for you, you can choose a different one. If you'd like, Get More Math even allows you to do skills without dollar signs on them. However, they're not going to earn you any points. Notice that every time I click away from a square, it gains an orange triangle in one corner. If I do this 4 times, Get More Math won't let me click away anymore. I have to work on that problem. Alright, so let's see what happens when you get something wrong. Well, with most kinds of homework assignments, you only find out what you got wrong after it's been graded, and you don't have a chance to really fix your mistakes. But Get More Math lets you know right away if you got something wrong, so that you have the chance to correct every problem and get it right. Look over your work, try to find your mistake, and fix your answer. But notice that you don't earn a point here because Get More Math only awards points if you get a problem right on your very first try. So then you do that skill again, get it right on the first try, and then you'll earn your point. You might be wondering, what do I do if I get stuck? Well, if you can't figure a problem out on your own, you're probably going to have to get help from your teacher. If your teacher is online at the same time that you are, you can click on the Raise Hand button in the top right, and your teacher can message you through Get More Math to help you out. However, Get More Math doesn't allow students to send messages back to teachers, so you need to make sure that you have a good way to communicate with your teacher outside of Get More Math. 2 good options for this are email and video chat. If your teacher isn't online, Get More Math allows you to skip a limited amount of problems. Get More Math will change those skills to gray and save them for when your teacher is available to help you. Also, when your teacher isn't online, the 4-corner rule won't apply, so you can click away from a problem as many times as you want, as long as your teacher is offline. Now that we've gone over the basics, let's take a look at some more features of Get More Math. Sometimes in math you need to use notation that's not on your keyboard, like a fraction, an exponent, or absolute value signs. In Get More Math, all the symbols that you will ever need are found right under the answer box. Clicking on f of x pulls up even more trigonometric functions and logarithms. If you're using Get More Math on a mobile device, that would be a phone, iPad, etc., the way you enter your answers is a little bit different. Right under the answer box on the left, there are 3 things you can select. The number sign contains all the numbers, symbols, and letters that you'll use the most frequently. Next over, the x squared button leads to fractions, exponents, and more. The ABC button pulls up your phone keyboard. You'll only really need to use that if you need to write labels for a word problem. Another thing to be aware of when using Get More Math on mobile is that all of your colored squares are automatically collapsed. If you want to see them, just tap the white arrow near the top right. Some questions on Get More Math require you to draw a graph. This in itself is pretty easy to figure out, but Get More Math has a lot of options when it comes to graphing, so it can get a bit more complicated. Here's what you should know. Click on the Settings button below the graph to change its units and scale. For both the X and Y axes, use the top drop-down menu to choose your units. This will only ever be necessary in word problems. Use the bottom menu to choose your scale. Basically, the bigger the numbers you're graphing, the bigger the scale you should use. Sometimes you'll need to graph a ray, a segment, or something else. Click on the drop-down menu right above the graph to change from a line to whatever else you need. Finally, these 4 lines in the top right corner open a menu. You can do some different things from here. You can change your settings, including if you want to get reward smileys, if you want to see the top scoring student in your class, and if you want to change the theme color of your account. You can view your statistics, like what % of problems you get right, both overall and for the particular problem that you have open. Calendar will also give you statistics for each month, week, and day, though for this student it's all the same at the moment. Once you have more squares, you can also use organized squares to order them in different ways. Also from the menu, you can play games with your game credits. Each credit earns 90 seconds of game time. Your teacher gets to decide both what games are available and how many points you need to get a game credit. Well, congratulations! You have made it to the end of this tutorial. I hope that this has been helpful and that you'll enjoy using Get More Math. Good luck!
Okay, so that just told you a little bit more about Get More Math. Now what I'd like to do is take you through the Think Central setup, because that's the other website that we're going to be using. Hi, what I would like to do now is show you how to log on to our Think Central website. This website we'll be using for our Go Math book. You'll also use it with your reading teachers as well for your Journeys book. So what I'd like to do is show you how to log in and show you a little bit of this website so that you can use these resources. Okay, one of the most important things when you get on here, all of these drop downs have to be correct, because if they aren't, you won't be able to log in. And a lot of times boys and girls have trouble logging in simply because these are not correct. So make sure that when you do your drop downs, you're hitting United States, Pennsylvania. Make sure that you do Schuylkill Valley. And a little trick here, there are a lot of schools on here, so type S, and that'll take you down to the S's, and then you just have to find Schuylkill Valley School District. Make sure that you click on the middle school, and then make sure you tap this check mark here. Make sure you check it so that it remembers my school. If you do that, you will not have to do the drop downs every time you log in. Okay, so now for your username and your password for both of these is going to be the =, and then your PIN number for lunch. Okay, so I'm going to use the sample students here to do this. Now the =, is right next to your backspace. So =, and then your PIN number for lunch. And then you're going to enter the exact same thing, =, PIN number for lunch, for your password. Click login, and then this is the screen that you should see in front of you. Okay, so your assignments and anything that I post that I want you to do as an assignment for math class will be under things to do. So let me just show you that. If you click on that, right now there are no assignments because I haven't assigned anything yet. However, this is where they'll be, and you can just click on them and they will open right up. Okay, the scores show you the scores for those assignments and how you did on them. And then for your book, in order to get to your book, you click on My Library, and then there's a bunch of different tools on here. Okay, so I might even have you open the iTools in class to use some of those. We have number lines, charts, graphs, fractions. If you want to go in here and check some of this stuff out, you're more than welcome to. Okay, usually they open in a new window, but sometimes I accidentally click out of the window for this main screen. If that happens, you just have to open the Think Central website again. I would say it's probably a good idea to bookmark the page by clicking on this star tab up top and bookmarking it. That way you can find it a little easier. If not, you can always go to Google Classroom. I have all of the websites listed under important resources /websites. So you can always find it on Google Classroom too. Okay, right here is our Go Math Student Edition. So that'll open in a new tab. And this is good if you happen to misplace your math book. You can always go on here, and this is our math book. Okay, so you can go to contents, and the different chapters are here. So we're going to be on chapter 1, and this is the first lesson. And then there's different, if you go to page view, I like it a little bigger for my old eyeballs. So I like this one the best. But you can also make it a little smaller if you need to. Or if you want to see what both pages look like if you had your math book open, this is what it would look like. And then you can go through like this. Okay? Now this also does have some resources here. If you go to lesson level resources, they have these math on the spot videos. So if you need a different way to see the problems, or if you just need a little bit further explanation for anything, you can always check out those math on the spot videos. The PMT at the top here, that stands for Personal Math Trainer. These are a great way to study, and oftentimes I will have you study for tests this way. So let me just click on one so you can check it out. This gives you sample problems. Let me move this over so you can see. So it'll give you sample problems, and if you're unsure of how to do something, you can always click on step by step, and it breaks it down for you, each problem. You can also do view example, and it will give you an example problem to do, which is really cool. If you want to try another one, you can click on try another until you get the hang of it. So for each lesson in our math book, you always have a personal math trainer to help you. Like I said, if you end up misplacing your math book, which happens, you can go click on textbook. And this is the way that if you're one of those kiddos who needs to print out something and write, you can go ahead and you can go on here and print. I suggest printing from the personal math trainer, because when you try to print from the other website with that I just showed you with the math book, it doesn't print it large enough. It prints the entire page. So like this would print everything that is on the screen, and it kind of gets a little weird. So my suggestion would be, if you ever need to print anything, do it from the personal math trainer textbook, because then here it comes up as a PDF file, and you can just click on print and it prints the page for you. These are all the pages in the first lesson that we're going to be working on. Okay, let me just X out of that. Okay, so this is a great resource to use to help you. So I suggest definitely using it. There are a bunch of other things on here that you can take a look at and check out. And during class, I might have you go on and look at some of these things, or I might have you working on an assignment on here. So it's good to become familiar with this website. If you have any questions or you need any help with anything, please try to come to math class during your assigned math time. So check out your schedule and see when you have math class. That is the best way for me to help you with things, is being in class with me, because I'll be available to help you. Okay? Okay, so now that we went through the Think Central setup, what I'd like to do is explain the activity for today. At the beginning, I said we were going to try to get to know each other a little bit. So I have this corkboard activity where you're going to share some information about yourself. So let me just open the morning link. I have the 2 links there because I have my morning math and my afternoon math. Okay, so the first page on this slide kind of goes over some rules about collaborating within a Google Slide presentation. So number 1, only comment when that's an assignment, when I give you that as an assignment. 2, comments need to be appropriate, relevant, and kind. Let me make this a little bigger. All content must be appropriate to a school setting. For example, you need to have respectful content, appropriate language, and if you're unsure, just ask your teacher. And never edit, type, or delete anything on another classmate's slide or master slide. And that's very important because we don't want to erase anyone else's work. If it's an accident, we can certainly fix that. Okay, so the numbers at the bottom here correlate with whatever slide you're going to be working on. So the first slide is the rules. The second slide is our help. Third slide is an example. The fourth slide is my slide. And then you're going to go and find your name at the number, and that will be your slide. So then you've got to scroll down. So let me move this guy so I can get out of this. You're going to scroll down on the left side, and if your slide was number 9, then that's the slide you're going to work on. Now, this is kind of hard to read, so at least it is for me anyway, for my eyes. So you can click on the zoom icon, and then click it again so that you can move and you can type. And then you can type in each of these boxes here. So what you want to do here is you'll be putting a picture of yourself, or if you have like an avatar or Bitmoji, you can put that in there. You're going to put an X, and there are X's down here. These X's you can actually drag. Okay, and if you accidentally would do that on someone else's slide, you can go up here and click that back arrow. Okay, so you're going to move one of those X's either over favorite ticket stub or your dream ticket stub. So in my case, let me go back up to my slide. In my case, I did the dream ticket stub because I chose a place that would be one of my dream places to visit. Okay, so you can see that there. And I could click in there, and I clicked Iceland and put it in there. I actually also found a link to like a visiting Iceland link, which is pretty cool. And I did link that on there. So if you find a website that's appropriate and that would fit there, you could link it. If you need help with that, just let me know. So you're going to enter a favorite quote if you have one, or a saying that you like. Then over here, just a few facts, and just follow. They pretty much have what you need to do, where you're from, your favorite subject, family or home life, any hobbies that you have, anything that's unique about you, or if you have a hidden talent or something you like to collect, you can put that here at number 5. Number 6, what are you currently reading, or what's your favorite book? Something you want to learn. And number 8, how do you feel about this school year? Then at the bottom, you can tailor these to whatever you want. You can make your own hashtag here. I put my nickname, Miss H, my favorite beasts, and I put my pictures of my pets here for everyone to see. And then your favorite food, I put a picture of my favorite food. And then here, summed up in one word, I put funny, so you can sum up yourself in one word. Okay, this will take you a little bit of time to do, so this is your assignment for tonight. I want you to work on this. And if you can't think of some things up here under the facts, that's okay. You can leave some of those blank. That's fine. The whole idea is to kind of get to know you a little bit better. I want to get to know you, and I want you to know me. So I'll go over this in class with all of you. But those of you who were unable to make class, this is why I'm going over it now. So remember to find your slide, and then you can create your own corkboard with your picture and your info. If you forget or are unsure of what you're doing, you can go back up here on slide 2. These are all the directions for what you can do. So you can read through that. And then when you're done with this, with your slide, you can click on this exit ticket and fill out the exit ticket for today. This will help me to give you credit and take attendance for the class, so make sure that you do it. And let me go back to here. So I actually linked this exit ticket onto this slide presentation as well. If you have any questions, please let me know.